Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm the Quiz tonight. We're going to be playing some Pokemon Emerald today. Hope everyone's doing well. We are going to be back playing this for a while. Wrong screen. Professional streamer. Totally professional. Welcome. First things first, we're gonna quickly check the team because I'm so professional at this. Oh my god. You can't write this stuff, can you? Okay, we're just gonna check the team. I started the process of getting ready a while ago, and I'm still not ready. So, we have a team. So the first things first, Bandit is the only Zigzagoon left on the team. That's because this happened. This happened. Iggs, welcome in. This happened. We have a naive Torchic. This happened. So we're going to change the Pokemon to a naive Torchic. Shiny. Where's the shiny? There we go. Toggle shiny. There we go. Torchic. Mudkip. Tailo, which is a temporary member, but we'll have to add her to the team. For now, Tailo is on the team. Why isn't it changing? Have I misspelled Tailo? K-I... Oh, it's L-L. There we go. Tailo. Naive shot. Yeah, they are very, very much. It's a very good Torchic. This was a Torchic that I hatched from one of the previous team. I did not plan to get a shiny. This is basically the baby of one of my old teams. Yeah. I got very, very lucky there. It's been an interesting time. I'm doing well. Torchic will be entering the back of the team. Mainly because I kind of want to IV train this Torchic. And equally, Torchic is a strong Pokemon to begin with. Mudkip is our second Pokemon that we want to keep in the back of the team. Mainly because I don't have an Everstone yet. Mudkip, unfortunately, needs to stay as a Mudkip. But I love Mudkip, so it doesn't really matter. I love this lovely little mudfish. It's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. And that was even before Rayquaza came into the picture. So let's see Mudkip's Hydro Pump. Okay. Level 42. It has to stay as a Mudkip until level 42. That's a long way. You'll be a Mudkip until Tate and Liza. He'll be a Mudkip for that long. And he'll be a Marshtomp for a minute. And then we have Torchic, who has Flamethrower already. The thing with Torchic is that it won't always like us. That's the thing with Torchic. It will always have time periods where it will not obey us because it's a different trainer's Pokemon. So there is an issue on that front. So all these other Pokemon will listen to us, but Torchic won't. I've also got Trico, which I should really show. I also had trouble with certain Pokemon being transferred over. I'll have to wait until Pokemon Box is ready, or I'll have to go through the process of doing the Pokemon stuff that's outside, the side games again. I'm likely to just do the side games again because they're easy. Torchic wants to see the world burn, and Torchic is a good Pokemon. Trico is a modest Trico. That's a really good Trico. Modest Trico. Trico is a special attacker, which you always expect Trico to be a physical attacker, but it's not. It's a special attacker. Its main move is Giga Drain, which, to be honest, is a good move. We're not taking Trico. I was going to select between the two of them. I was going to give everyone the choice between Torchic and Trico, but then this happened. This happened. Like, how you know that I didn't plan this? I was planning to do a poll. And then the Torchic appeared. Since we were at it, I went and traded over one of my XP shares and a lucky egg. Now, who has the lucky egg currently? Who has the lucky egg? Okay, Talo has the lucky egg currently. Lucky eggs give us more XP, which will allow us to train Pokemon a lot faster. I would advise having one of these. Last time it took us forever to train Pokemon. It took us ages. This time I have all of the stuff that I learned from previous playthrough, and because I have traded with the old save file, I have also got the secret bases from the old save files. So there will be a few Blissey ones spotted about that are level 100. I will not be using them during the main playthrough. They're just good training spots for after game. For me. So they exist, but I'm not using them. They're not good spots to get money. I've went back and trained against all these trainers. I just went and fought them because none of them have anything of note. I should go back to Rustboro because there's a few Pokemon I missed. There's a few Pokemon I missed, which include Nincada and Skitty. And I have to capture 2 Skitty for the run. So I have used Skitty in the past. Skitty is a good Pokemon, but there are other games where Skitty's better. Skitty's a good starter Pokemon in one game, and we'll go through that game eventually. When I get to that game. God knows how long it'll take me to get to that point. It's Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. The remake of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon specifically. With a specific IQ type, you can make your Skitty into a bulldozer against Rayquaza, of all Pokemon. It has the move Blizzard, which is 100% accurate pretty much in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon because it hits all Pokemon on the field that are enemies. Very good move. To be honest, the multi-hit moves are really good in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and I'd advise using them in general. They're very, very good. What's this? Poochyena, level 8. I am fighting these specifically for the attack IVs. Poochyena are good for attack IVs, and I don't know the other ones. But Poochyena is always good to knock down just to get an extra attack IV. Skitty! Skitty evolves through a Moonstone. We won't run into that for a very long time, so let's just try and catch it. First, let's try and We'll just throw a Pokeball and hope. I cleared out the bag of any extra items we had for selling. That was the other thing I did. One thing I won't allow is items that if I'm trading over stuff, I will not bring over anything that will increase our money. Because there are ways of making money in this game. Outside of that. And that's Bandit's job. Along with being a really good Pokemon to have on the team, I'd advise just, if you were to make a team of one Pokemon, I think the Zigzagoon line would be best. Like in general, because you have pickup, you're making lots of money, and you can also eventually get any TM. You also get rare candies all the time by just running into the grass and just fighting a bunch of Pokemon while grinding. It's a great way of making money. It's probably the best Pokemon to add into like a grind, like an actual team, no matter what. See? Item. Escape rope. See? Useful. Not exactly useful, but it's useful. Nincada! The other Pokemon I was looking for. I'll just make sure the other, Pokemon Emerald... There we go. Interactive map. So if you want a little bit of help with the... okay. Where's... Okay, I found a better interactive... I found a better one. Okay, so we have Halo, Nincada, Whismur, Skitty, and Abra. Abra is the last Pokemon we have to look for here. That is very useful. No. No. Let us capture this Nincada. Nincada is a very awkward one. It's a good Pokemon, don't get me wrong. It learns Sword Stance, very good. I think Nincada learns Sword Stance eventually. Let's just see. To get Sword Dance and Shedinja, you need to evolve Nincada at level 25 or higher. 25 or higher. Jeez. It's quite high. Can't deny. There we go. Nincada's been caught. But that's fine. Nincada is technically 2 Pokemon. So we can just increase the count by 2. All 3 Pokemon, one after the other. Okay, 17. Abra, really good Pokemon. I'm not capturing one for the team. God damn it. The good thing with Abra is that it's not the only location where we catch Abra. This is the first time we've run into Abra. The next area we need to worry about is... Is there any Pokemon here? No. This is a really good interactive map. Cannot deny. Very good map. Okay, the next location is the forest. We need to go do the forest. So we're not going to do that until we have the ability to get Abra. Doo-doo. Okay. Now. Do. I've already caught myself a second Silcoon while I was doing the rounds, so we don't need that. We need to evolve Silcoon, but we need a Cascoon and a Silcoon here. So let's just go through this place. So... not headbutt, but... Cut. Okay. Cascoon! Great Pokemon! If you are to use one of the two, if you were to get a Wurmple at the start of the game, your hopes is to get a Cascoon. Cascoon is the psychic version of that line and is very good overall. It is a good team member. Wurmple! We need a second Cascoon for the last of the line of the Wurmple line. But we also need Slack Off. May I add, while I was doing my rounds, I ran into 6 Slack Off. Slack Off has an exceedingly low chance of being run into. It's a 5% chance, as far as I remember. Do 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 do. Oh, Shroomish! Run away. Okay. Poochyena. To be honest, any Poochyena we run into, we're going to just knock down. Any Poochyena at all. Just increase that attack stat. Silcoon. Tailo. One thing, you've never known the numbers, how rare Slackoth is. After running through grass, you haven't met many Slackoths. It's around 5%. It's quite rare. Even though it's a slow Pokemon, it's exceedingly rare. But I find that it's easier in certain spots, or you might just get more lucky in certain spots. Like on your own time, like it's just one of those things. Slackoth is a really good Pokemon, by the way. Really good. Now, during a playthrough, I would advise catching one and just having one because it is a powerhouse. I've shown how powerful it is on a Mount Battle Run. It's a really strong Pokemon, and I do want to capture one. And I will IB train another Slackoth in the future. That will be a plan to do that all again. I don't think it'll be shiny, but that's so sad. I lost 5 to 6 shinies. I don't remember how many there were, but there was a lot. There's a lot of shinies gone. There are some saved at least, but not all of them survived. The one I'm thankful for is the freaking Milotic. That was a fucking annoyance. I almost lost a Milotic. A shiny Milotic from Gen 3 that was IV trained. That is demonic. So... yeah. I just... yeah. Cascoon! We need another one of you. No! Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Damn it. The thing is that if I hit this Cascoon without the increase in defense like that, I would have killed it. I would have killed it. No! Damn it. Also, I should check. That'll have something. Another escape rope. You really love escaping. Silcoon! Run away! Now run around. Cascoon! Good. Okay, let's see if I can hit it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I thought I'd kill it with one hit, but the one hit I did do it on, it murdered it. So... I love the fact that Bandit has been female in both versions. She has been female 2 times. We're not naming Cascoon. It's not a team member. And later on, I do actually want a name. I do want a name for Torchic. I will later on put Torchic into Pokéhex because I know for a fact I cannot change its name in this. So I will go and take her out of this, put her into the trade system. I do want a name for Torchic. May I add that I went and made this egg in-game. I have the save file ready to just do transferring and doing all that stuff. But checking eggs was quite easy, and this was one of the eggs that came out. It was one of the nicer eggs. But I will change the name outside of this. I will change the egg. Change the name. Because, to be honest, I can't change the name in-game. Unless I put it into the other game, change the name there, then come back. But I'd rather do it that way because it's a lot faster, and I just need to move the Torchic over to the game, take my SD card out of that, put it onto that, then change the name in there, making sure the name changes, and putting it back in, and then trading it back over. I guess I could just go into the game, change the name in the game. Either way, I'm changing the name of the Torchic. So anybody who wants a name for the Torchic, send me the name. Also, other Pokemon that need a name. Mudkip needs a name. Mudkip needs a name. We can change that in this game. Mudkip needs a name. I forgot we had a name for Mudkip. Iggs gave me a name for Mudkip. I forgot to put it back in. It was Matt, wasn't it? Oh god. Sugar, I forgot. Oh dear. I'm a mess. We still need to get Marl as well. Marl is also a good Pokemon. Well, it's not a good Pokemon yet. Marl is a good Pokemon in this gen, but it's better in Gen 4 when this physical special split happened, because Marl is more of a physical Pokemon. It also gets better when it gets the move Belly Drum in Gen 9. For anyone who's done any of the raid dens in Pokemon, I don't remember. It started with an M. I think it was Mark or Matt. We could call it Matt because that's the name of one of Team Aqua's grunts, like head honchos. M-A-T-T. Also, if you look him up, he is hot. The redesign was hot. I was talking about like designs for this iteration of the whole setup with the screen. I decided to get a design for the Pokédex off of DeviantArt. There's different versions for each Pokemon game. So if I ever do this challenge again, I'll be using one from a specific DeviantArt page. I will immediately put it on my Discord after the stream. That's where that comes from. That's where I got this Pokédex symbol for. I have one for Kalos, Sinnoh, Hoenn, this one, and Kanto. Torchic, Ignis, Avis, the Latin word for a fire bird. We'll go with Ignis or Avis. We could go for Ignis Avis. We could just make the two names. I don't know how much I can fit of that. I will need to write that down. Actually, Iggs, could you send me that on Discord, and we'll actually have that later. We'll do that after the stream. It just makes it easier. And just say Torchic's name. And that'd be best. Thank you. Because that makes it so much easier. Because after stream, I will just do that quickly as I can. Because getting the Torchic back into the old version, I might not put it into the exact save I had it in. Because I've made multiple saves of that game. And it's been a mess. And also this version will get multiple versions of this save. Once we get to certain checkpoints, I will be making multiple versions. Fujiana! Whisper! Once we get to Gen 6, I think we're gonna have an Exploud. I don't think I'm gonna do a Gen 6 version of this. The Pokédex in Gen 6 is just a bit awkward. I think we're gonna stop at Gen 4. Maybe do Gen 5. Gen 5 is a fun one too. I might do Gen 5 as well. But Gen 6, no. The idea of Gen 6 is nice, but doing Gen 6? No. Like, it sounds a nice time to spend your day. No, it isn't. Okay, Poochyena! Murder Poochyena! The joys of a slack-off. There's always one Pokemon in each area that takes a long time to try and capture. And it's obviously going to be Slack-off. Every time we come through here, it's always Slack-off. Slackoth is a good Pokemon. You put it in my chat channel. Thank you so much. I love the fact that Discord decided not to send me a chat message. I guess I haven't opened it yet, so... It just hasn't done it. So mean. Slackoth! Slackoth, a Pokemon we will be IV training in the background. I could add it to the team, but that means adding a Spinda to the team later. Spinda's a great Pokemon, cannot deny, but there are better Pokemon out there to have to a team, so this Slackoth is going to get a special name. Well, it's going to be we're going to make another version of it if it doesn't have a good nature, but let's call this one King. I think King's a good name. K-I-N-G. King. King Bob. Why do I name him King? King... Slacking. Slack. S. L. O. D-H. Sloth. King Sloth. King Sloth. Done. I'll check its nature now. Let's check its nature. What's your nature? Ooh. Ooh. Naive is a speed nature. Now, Slackoth isn't a fast Pokemon, but once it turns into Slacking, it becomes quite the speedy Pokemon. Yawn and Scratch, for the longest time you're going to be dealing with the slowness of this Pokemon, but I think we have a good Slackoth here. Now, the main problem with Slackoth and Slacking, not Vigoroth. Vigoroth doesn't have this issue because it has the own tempo ability. No, it has Vital Spirit as its ability. Once you get up to Slacking really is debilitated by Truant. That's why you pair it up with a Spinda. Spinda has own tempo, and then you use Skill Swap with Slacking, giving Slacking the own tempo ability. That makes Slacking incredibly fast and strong. Other Pokemon that can benefit from that would be... There's quite a few Pokemon that could benefit from that and a different Pokemon being used. Of course, there are other abilities we could switch over. Like, let's check the actual list of Pokemon we could use that with. Okay, let's see. Alakazam, Gardevoir, Espeon, Hypno, and Claydol. We also have Grumpig, Xatu, Starmie, Lunatone, and Solrock. And many other types. So, we could use Skill Swap with Gardevoir or Alakazam on Slacking. Normal types. Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff, that's another 2. Okay. Skill Swap. Venonat. Yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon here. Blissey's a good one. Ooh, let's see. Maybe, Jirachi would be a good one to use Skull Sock with. What's its ability? What is Jirachi? Serene Grace. Serene Grace. What other Pokemon could I get? Let's see. Do you levitate? Ooh, I could get a Gengar. Gengar would be a good Pokemon to get that on. So Gengar has Levitate as its ability, and giving that to Slacking means we can use Earthquake on the other Pokemon. So basically, we have a Levitating Slacking. But that does mean sacking the Gengar. That also means that we are going to be quite strong overall. I like that idea. So Slack Off is going to be moved into another box. I'm going to call this one... No, we're not actually going to name it. We're just going to leave it as box 14. And I'll do a bunch of stuff with that thing. Over time, I will train it. But that's a really good, naive Pokemon. And I need to heal. We got really strong Pokemon there. Can't deny. Levitating Snorlax. Like, it would be funny if I had a Snorlax use it, but it doesn't show up. Okay, so there is something wrong with this one. I think, yeah, it's got one thing wrong. It doesn't show that you can run into a certain Pokemon here. Okay. Okay, so we need to go and catch ourselves a Marill. Marill is a rare Pokemon on this area. Actually, no, I think it's only a 20%. It's a 20% run into. It's not too bad. But we still have a load of Poochyena taking up the main slots, so it's just going to be... In Gen 3, you're not really going to have much issue with the attack stat. Which means you're going to have quite strong Pokemon. If you choose the right Pokemon to train against. Also, I didn't up the count either. Christ. Dear, I accidentally pressed a button to increase my stuff. Okay. Right. Headbutt. Murder the Poochyena. We could go and get the few hidden items that are here. Jeez. They're not gonna... For a long time, those won't be actually useful. First hidden item, potion. Next hidden item, it's around here. Heart scale. That'll be useful later. Next hidden item is around here. Yeah, it's right here. Antidote. Spelling fodder. We have plenty of Petra Berries. In fact, I haven't shown you guys. I spent the last few days and a little bit of time before the before I started growing berries. We have all the lepid berries we'll ever need. We have all the pineapple berries we'll ever need. We have all the orange well, not really all the orange berries we could ever use. But we have a lot of berries. So I'm actually going to give a few berries to Pokemon. Mudkip and Torchic could use those. They could use those. Okay. Let's go this way. And you know what? Since we're running around here, you need to... Yeah, full heal. That's selling fodder. Selling fodder. Let's go here. Run around. Okay. The moment I switch the Pokemon around, I get a Marrow. Such a cute little babe! Let's throw a Pokeball. That was easy. That was easy. Very nice. The Aqua Mouse Pokemon. Marrow. Very good Pokemon. Cannot deny. Also got a baby form in this generation. But there's no place where you can catch a Azumarill in the wild. Why can't you catch a Azumarill? It just seems like an oversight issue. Like, they add it, but they don't give it. Okay, let's go. Off we go to Dewford. I do like the distribution of Pokemon in Gen 3. Like, there's a lot of good Pokemon. Yeah. So, we are currently on the boat, and I'm going to move the thing down to Dewford Town. There we go. We have the call from Father, just telling us, yeah. Do. Now, we're in Dewford Town, the first town outside of the main area. So we're on our first island. So, our first big thing that we need to do is go down here, talk to this guy. And he gives a fishing rod, which gives us access to one Pokemon, well, two Pokemon, but I would advise not capturing the second one. I would advise just holding out. The first one, you should... I'll be back in a bit. We just need to move some animals in. So I'm going to go to the be right back screen. Okay? And I'll leave this music on while we're doing that. Okay? See you in a little bit. Sorry. I was gone for 2 hours. Idiot. That's what I am.
An idiot.
That does mean I'm going to be going a little bit longer. Until 10, at least. So... yes. Sorry about that. We just had a lot of animals that were being a pain in the arse. Am I currently audible? As long as you're safe and everything's okay. Well, cows are a pain in the arse. They will always be a pain in the arse. The last thing that we did with the animals, they just decided to, you know, also welcome in Solar, the Scholar. Basically, the animal was supposed to go across into another area, and it decided that it didn't want to go this way, and jumped a wall. It jumped a wall, and this wall was about 1.5 meters tall. Little shit. That's all I have to say about him. We're selling animals tomorrow, so that's why I was kind of caught off guard, because my brother's usually on top of things, so yeah. Well, he was on top of things. He had everything ready, so. It's just that one animal being a pain in the arse. So, this is the one location where we don't really need to worry about the gym. Going right back to where I was. Magikarp is the first Pokemon we're catching here, so that is another Pokemon down. Welcome back. Thank you so much. The fish Pokemon, we have Magikarp down. That's another one down. We could get Tentacool right now. So blame Quasar. Got it. Bo Quasar, which is a cow. Bo in Irish is just cow. Moo. Moo cow. Oh, bro Quasar. We used to do like old YouTube stuff back in the day. He wasn't called Bro Quasar, obviously. We used different names. He was Lugia. I don't remember the exact one. I think it was Silver Lugia. Originally mine was Rayquaza X, but at the time there was a user that was using that name. So we switched it to Rayquaza Knight as a fusion between Rayquaza and my second favorite Pokemon, Dragonite. This guy is the guy who actually calculates where your Feebas will be. So if I go into... There is an actual calculator for this. So any annoying Pokemon that has a special location on a route, like Feebas, or what's the other Pokemon? Munchlax in Gen 4. Those Pokemon, you can go onto a website called Pokemon Calculator. Calculator. Feebas. Feebas. So the Feebas tiles, we are doing it for Emerald. So this is just a very simple thing. So all we need to do is get the word, which is Pretty, Pretty Adventure. Pretty Adventure. And now... yes. Let's see. So, now... we can go into our trainer ID. This is always needed. Trainer ID. And if we put in 28957, and then we calculate it, and I will show you the outcome. So this will calculate the route's location, and I'll just quickly get a good picture of this. Good screenshot. We do have a lot of chances to catch it early game, which is good. Okay. I'll just send this into the Discord. So this is going to be our calculated area. I will put that into the Discord. And I'll show you what it does. Did you miss? I did get a shiny. That was the egg. So what happened was the eggs that I had prepared, there was a shiny in the two. We got a shiny Torchic. That's all we got really. That's new. So it's a naive shiny Torchic. It's a shiny Torchic. Look at the baby. And it was taken from my original, Blaziken from the last playthrough. So it's technically a generation. So you can see the map. I'll also put in the stats for that as well, because there is stats for that. I'll just get that up. There's a whole thing. I'll just take the whole page. I'll just take the whole page. So yeah, I'll post that in. There you go. That's the whole website. The Munchlax calculator is a little bit more complex, and it's a lot more annoying because you don't know if it's correct, because you need to get the secret ID, which is a pain in the arse. So we're going to try and raise up this Torchic. You bastard tentacle. The good thing is that we have access to a lot of Pecha berries. So I have done a lot of berry farming. Done a lot of berry farming. There is also a way of speeding up the berry counter with the physical game. Do you have an idea for the final team? I don't know. It could be anything. At the current moment, Whisper is kind of the permanent team at the moment, and also Bandit, the Zigzagoon. I think my starter will make it to the end, and the shiny Torchic will make it to the end. Shiny Torchic will make it to the end, no matter what. The only Pokemon that's really not going to make it to the end is going to be the Swellow. The Swellow. The bloody Tailo. That Tailo is not going to make it to the end. I think Bellona will make it to the end. I'm not sure yet. A serious nature? That's a neutral nature, I think. I think that's a neutral nature. Might be an attack nature. Bellona might make it to the end. Of course, all of these Pokemon that we're training currently are going to be used in battle facilities as well. That's the other thing. All of these trained Pokemon will be used in battle facilities eventually. That is the main goal of all of these Pokemon. Let's use an Oranberry. On you. Yeah, that'll do. Just one Oranberry, because we do not plan on using anything else. So, our next lot of Pokemon is in here. So, our first lot is... So, the first lot are Zubat, Abra, Geodude, and Makuhita. So, there is one thing that I will not be using in this cave, and that will be Flash. Well, actually, no. Yeah, I won't be using Flash. I just find Flash to be annoying. I don't think Zigzagoon actually learns Flash. I don't think it does. Let's have a look. Can Zigzagoon learn Flash? Bellina can, but I'm not teaching that to Bellina. Bellina needs to learn good moves. Geodude, our first Pokemon on the list. I'm not using Geodude. Geodude is a good Pokemon. Cannot deny it's a very good Pokemon. With the ground rock type, the one thing I have to say about Geodude is it is a pain to evolve it in regular gameplay into Golem. Fully evolve it, I mean. There are two Pokemon here who are trade evolutions. Get an Abra, you can put Flash on it temporarily. That would be a good idea. But I don't plan to actually... I am using a map. So I actually have the map here. I have the map, so I know where I'm going. But it will be in the dark. So... It's kind of a waste of time, isn't it? If I do get an Abra, I will teach it Flash, but I'll have to do the gym. I don't want to do the gym. Don't want to do the gym. Makuhita! Okay, let's give it a Pokeball. Damn it. There we go. Oh, sorry. Just a moment. Just a moment. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. It's one of those things. So, Makuhita is our next Pokemon. Did I accidentally go over the amount? I need to make sure the Pokedex is right. How many Pokemon have we got? Pokedex. 22 own. So we have one more up. Do. Okay, escape rope. So, using my special map. This is gonna be a pain in the arse. I know it's gonna be a pain in the arse. Why is this doing this to me? So, going up, you'll hit a wall. Go this way, up this way. Okay, now if we go down, we can get a Pokeball. We can get a Pokeball. Zubat, one of the original team members. It's not exactly great in Gen 3. Badly. In Gen 4, it's amazing. But in Gen 3, Zubat isn't as good as it could be. At the current moment, it'll keep the name Rat of the Caves. I don't think you've used Flash in this cave. I did it last time because I was kind of like, I don't want to do that. But this time I decided, screw it. I'll fumble around in the darkness. I did use it once, after I'd finished it, but this time I'm going off a map. Basically, I'm not looking at the screen, I'm just following a map. This is the most dangerous way to get killed in a cave. Just looking down at a map and just fumbling about. Aron, poor Zubat, isn't great until its move pool gets an update. Yeah. I did use it. And I can't deny, Robbie did a very good job. But it sadly isn't as good as it could be. Aron, a very good Pokemon. But we're planning on using it in Pokemon XD. There is a baby. A little baby. Aron is a good Pokemon, but we're not going using it. It's just another Pokemon we need to catch. We're going to be using it in Pokemon XD if we run into it again. So that will be a Pokemon XD team member. Again. I think I'm going to go full defensive for the Pokemon XD team because it's just how that game is. Of course, Aron is okay in this generation, but gets better with other generations are involved. So, okay, now we're in the, not the lowest area, but we're in the second lowest area, isn't it? Yeah, we're in the area where the... Okay, so we have access to Nose Pass on this floor. This floor has Nose Pass, which are these rocks. Last time, I didn't actually capture Nose Pass down here. I left it until Pokemon XD, where you catch it off a Mirror B. And I'm going to do the same. That's just how it is. As it's an out-of-the-way Pokemon, and it is a bit of a pain in the arse to catch, it won't be given that special honor. Now we've ran into a Sableye. Sableye is a pretty good Pokemon. Can't deny. He's a pretty good boy. And also, if you're currently playing Pokopia, you will be soon able to access the Sableye event. So, do with that idea what you will. Sableye is very interesting in Emerald. It is, because it has no weaknesses. That's the best thing about this specific Pokemon. It is the only Pokemon with no weaknesses. Until generation... I think it is generation 6 when the weakness finally gets added in. So... Flamethrower! We'll throw a Pokeball. I've never used a Sableye in a run of Emerald, or any game, really, because I like Sableye. I like the aspects of Sableye. But I find that this generation just has very little good ghost types. That's the sad thing about Gen 3. It just... all the good ghost types are not available. And if they are available, they have issues with their move pool. And also the factor that the physical special split hasn't happened yet. So there's so many Pokemon that are hurt by that factor. Now, we are actually running into the item that I want. This is what I wanted. An Everstone! I can finally start using my Mudkip. Mudkip! I've always thought the bag looks a bit like a creature in this game. It's like that mouth for the Pokeball pocket. Aww. Aww. It's also the most iconic backpack. It's holding an Oranberry. You're not going to be holding an Oranberry for very long. Okay, let's switch you to the front. We can finally use the Mudkip. I forget what... okay, what IVs does Sableye do? Okay, Low's attack. Okay. Well, whatever. Sableye is a good Pokemon, but we're going to be using Mudkip. Mudkip is going to be doing its job. Nightshade is a good move for chipping down Pokemon. Especially once you get up to level 50 and you have Pokemon that are low level like I am currently. Water Gun. Water Gun again. It's a very good attack. Like, that's a very, very, very good. Mudkip got a little bit of a XP gain there. Okay. We didn't get the Abra run into. Okay. So Abra is currently the Pokemon we're working with. And where did that come out? Okay, there's nothing on that ledge anyway. Up here, there is an item up here, most likely. Makuhita! Those two. Down. Done. That. Those done. Okay. Okay, Tackle. Missed the attack. Well done. Tackle is such a pain in the arse. Why doesn't Tackle work all the time? Makuhita used Focus Energy. Let's use Water Gun again. Whoa. Go this way. Do 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 do. Okay, I'm just gonna go around the region, just... Okay. Right, Water Gun. There we go. Mudkip is gonna be a slow level up, but it's gonna be an EXP sponge for a long time. But that's fine. Train him in areas where he can just gain as many levels as possible. It'll be fine. And once it gets Surf, it's going to be doing a lot more damage. So, it'll be fine. Water gun! So, Steven! Steven is the only thing we need to do in this town. We can just move straight onto Slateport. That is all we have to do here. We've got both items here. He'll also give us his phone number. In the remake, this is a different location. They have like a massive mural here. It's just special. It's not exactly a big thing. We'll try and get Abra because this is the only place that has Abra for a very long time. So... And it's also the last Pokemon we have to capture here. It was also the Pokemon that I was most annoyed that we didn't get. Ba 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 ba. Run over and back, over and back. Also, I need to check the Pokedex, make sure that that's up to date. 25. 1, 2, 3. Makuhita? Okay, water gun. There we go, level 16! As of this level, Mudkip should evolve. But because we are doing the long-term Mudkip, we don't have any ability to do so. Mudkip! Which does mean Watson's going to be a pain to deal with. But also, Watson isn't too bad. Watson mostly has a team that doesn't really include too many worrying Pokemon. Well, it depends. It depends on who you call worrying. There is actually an item around here. I'm pretty sure there is. There's supposedly a twisted spoon around here. Makuhita! Makuhita! Okay, I'm just going to try every tile around here. Ah! Abra! I wish Abra had a different move. Please don't run away. Bugger! I hate Abra so much. You need to Abra. Oh, Abra. Why? Why do you do this to me? Abra, why? Of course, we have multiple attempts to catch an Abra. There's several times where we get the access to catch an Abra. In Generation 3 Pokemon Leaf Green, we will have a chance. In Pokemon... Actually, there is just 2 games where Abra is available, but Kadabra is available constantly. There's so many access points for Abra. Alakazam is catchable in Pokemon XD. But at that point, we're like catching Pokemon. Abra didn't like the throwing balls at it, so it used Teleport. I find Abra to be a good Pokemon, but it's just such a pain to catch. At this point, you already have a good Psychic type, if you want one. Like, you have to get lucky on Route 2 if you're Route 3, the third route. But the third route, which is technically Route 3, but this generation just has really weird number scheme. What route is it? 102, which is technically 3. Well, technically 3 because of the fact it has a weird numbering scheme. Okay. There we go. Done. I'm like, Abra, just stay in the frickin' ball. Don't be an ass. Don't be an asshat, Abra. Stay in the ball. That's just how Pokemon is. It's just stay in the ball. Stay in the ball and nobody'll get hurt. You might get hurt. Oh, God. Freaking hell, Zubat. Run around, round. Do, 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 do. Here's an Abra. My nightmare is a shiny Abra shows up. That is my nightmare. That is genuinely my nightmare for this cave. Of course, I could come back when I have Wobbuffet, or why not, or even just having Zubat. Get Zubat to have Mean Luck. That is the strategy for the Lati twins, but everybody knows the strategy for the Lati twins is a Master Ball. That is the strategy for most roamers. Mudkip. Water Gun. Okay, just one more. Come on. At this point, we may as well have Pokeross. Also, that would be kind of mean on the game's part because I have no way of trading my Pokemon at the moment at a very constant rate. That'd be very mean. Fun fact, we did actually catch Pokeross in the actual game, in the time period we were doing this. We did catch Pokeross last time. My hope is that nobody catches it this time, because I cannot save it. For anyone who doesn't know, Pokeross has a timer associated with it. Once it runs out, Pokeross turns into basically a Pokemon who has went through Pokeross and can never have it again. The main aim is to basically keep on putting Pokemon with other Pokemon that has Pokeross in your PC and just keep on switching it out every 24 hours. So basically, you want to keep the Pokemon that you don't want to get Pokeross immediately out of the PC or out of the box where the Pokemon are, and basically just keep switching between Pokemon you never plan to train up. That's how you keep Pokeross. Of course, there's another thing. You can put it into Pokemon box. It works for Pokemon Bank. You can put a Pokemon into Pokemon Bank, and they will keep the Pokerus stat. On the GTS, there was a lot of people who used to trade Pokemon like that. Where they had Pokerus, and they just basically traded to other people to make sure that the Pokerus is spread. So it's kind of funny that we basically wanted to do... Welcome in, Grogus. Welcome in, Grogus the Destroyer. Welcome in, dear. I'm very Quiznite. Welcome in, dear. So on that point, like, Pokerus is quite a good status to have. It increases your effort values while you have it, so make sure you have your Pokemon that you want to train against Pokemon that are quite good at giving you good stats. Funnily enough, the best Pokemon that you can use is Charizard for IV training. So back in the day, if you had a cheating device, you could really benefit from having a Charizard spawn. Just using that to train. Because that gave you the best IVs for a certain stat. My cousins did actually use those specific methods. If you had a cheating device, you could use it for actual strategy when you were training. So I think it was 25 Charizards, and you got the best IVs for that stat. I think it was. Like, they decided that that was the best way of doing it. Since we had the devices at the time, we may as well use them in a strategic way. Of course, we gained access to a lot of Pokemon that we didn't normally have access to, obviously, but a lot of it was used for training, which was nice. We had a lot of access to a lot of different Pokemon. Like, we had Jirachi, which was very rare at the time. And it still is. Jirachi's fairly rare, but in the recent generations, it's a lot easier to get it because of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. That was that game was a disaster. So is Pokemon Champions. The same developers. They gave it to Ilka. They gave Pokemon Champions to Ilka. Why? Why? Like they didn't have to do that twice. Like, oh, for God's sake, Makuhita, please stop. I just want a freaking... I have access to other freaking Abras. I can go and do that in other generations. I can come back here. Okay, I'll come back. If this is an Abra. Fucker. You fucker. You. If this is an Abra. Oh my god. If I catch it, I'm gonna be so mad. Okay. You fucker. Fucking Abra. I'm just leaving this town. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm going to Slateport. Oh, God. It's just easier. Go to Slateport, and we can have more Pokemon access. So, the next Pokemon we can access are just north of here. So, we need to go find Captain Stern, which is very easy. But first, let's just grab a few things. Potion. Let's go north. The first thing we have to do is actually check the Pokemart. The Pokemart has something very special. We have access to Great Balls finally. Of course, we don't have enough money for a lot of Great Balls. So we're going to sell some things. We don't need an antidote. We don't need a full heal. Hyper Potion, too much. Potion? Nah. Escape ropes. We only need 2 of these, max, for the whole game. Repels. At the current moment, we don't need repels. So we have very limited stock of those. Okay. Moves. Bullet Seed isn't great, but we are using a Pokemon that could use Bullet Seed. So we're going to use Bullet Seed on Bellina. Yeah, we're going to give Bullet Seed to Bellina because it's a stab move and it'll help. And we also have a Miracle Seed on Bellina, so. Steel Wing? Does anyone learn Steel Wing? Oh, Gusto does. Nah, let's not teach it to Gusto. Let's go and buy 6. 6 of them will do. For the current moment, we just need 6. So, our next group of Pokemon are on the route above us, which is Oddish, Electike, Plusle and Minun, and Gulpin. Gulpin is an amazing Pokemon. The first one, Electike. Electike's best ability in this game is Broken. Lightning Rod, but it does have a specific use. If you have the Pokénav, not the Pokénav. I can't remember the name of the Pokénav in this game. I need to check the name. I think it's the Pokénav. If this Electike has Lightning Rod, Pokénav. The Pokénav will more likely have calls. So basically, if you want a specific call, have a Pokemon with Lightning Rod on your team. Gulpin! Great Pokemon. We are probably going to have a lot of trouble getting Plusle and Minun because they are the lowest encounter on the route. Plusle, luckily, has another location where we will definitely get it in Pokemon XD. In Pokemon Coliseum. In the case of Minun, which is kind of a stupid thing that Pokemon Coliseum could have had, we could have gotten Minun as a Shadow Pokemon in Pokemon Coliseum, which would have been an amazing Pokemon to pair up with Plusle. As a result, nobody uses that Plusle unless they're doing a challenge run. Gulpin is a great Pokemon, it's a great wall, and it's a great user of Toxic. But there's a lot of Pokemon that are great at using Toxic. Wingull! Good Pokemon. Good wall. But Pelipper's a better wall. Pelipper's a better wall. I wouldn't be using a Wingull as a wall. It'd also be very mean. Be very mean to do that to a bloody Wingull. Minun! Minun is actually the higher encounter rate, which is lucky for us. I don't think I'll run into a Plusle in this run, but I know I have a guaranteed one later. So I have encountered 3 Pokemon on this route, so 1, 2, 3. There we go. Minun, the cheering Pokemon. So, I will not be capturing a Plusle on this route unless I run into one. So, Plusle is done. So that route is done for new Pokemon. First things first, we also need to go in here as far as I remember. No, No, he's not here yet. Okay. So if we go down here and we go and talk to you, you're the name rater, aren't you? I'm going to see if I can rate the name of Torchic. Magnificent nickname. Okay, can't change it. Can't change it. Let's go down here. There is something in here. So, there is a lot of items in here. So this is the chairman of the Pokemon Fan Club. If we talk to him, we will get something from him. No, we won't get something from him. You? You give me the item, don't you? Yes, you are. You are the one that gives me the Soothe Bell. Soothe Bell is a great way of getting your Pokemon to really like you. So, keep that on a Pokemon that you need to boost their friendship on. There's a load more items in this bloody room, but I think we get it for doing the Pokemon contests, so that won't be done for a long time. Next thing is this guy, I think? Yeah, this guy teaches us secret power, I think. No, he doesn't teach us secret power. Oh, this is the berry person. The powder jar. I think she gives us a bunch of items if we do... berry powder stuff. I don't remember this. Pressing speed. Crush. Yeah, I forget what that was. I don't remember that specific thing, but it's not really necessary to finish the game. This guy doesn't do anything. I'm pretty sure this is like a special ribbon. Yeah, it's the effort ribbon. Energy Guru. Yeah, that's the Energy Guru. And I think this person... Oh, your Mudkip. A little harder. Okay. What about you? May I serve you? Oh, this is the dolls guy. So we need to get all the dolls and everything. That's my plan for the game. This woman... Okay, we got the powder jar. So we've got the powder jar. And we've got the Soothe Bell. So if we have a bunch of stuff on the route down here to do. But equally, we could just do Captain Stern's quest. So I'm going to do Captain Stern right now. Get him over with. This is something I didn't realize. I didn't know where he was. I didn't talk to every trainer. I didn't even come in here. Because this building doesn't look like you can come in here for a person that was a dyslexic. I just didn't understand. Is that a door or is that just a bit of the building? Isn't he Captain Stern? Oh, he isn't Captain Stern. He's just the assistant. But then, that frees up this. It took me months to figure that out. Months. This guy gives us Thief, as far as I remember. TM46, Thief. That move is actually going straight onto a Pokemon on the team. Well, Thief isn't exactly... Do I want to get Thief? Nah, I'll leave Thief. Thief is a good move in Generation 4 because a lot of Pokemon have specific moves that would use that. Let's talk to Captain Stern. Okay, let's give him the item. Team Aqua. I really like Team Aqua. Team Aqua's fun. But of course, the remake does very well with the physical redesign of Team Aqua. Because at the moment, they don't look exactly like pirates yet, but in the remake, they really make them look like pirates. The whole design for the Team Aqua Grunts is based on a protest that happened in Japan, along with the Team Magma group, which were also like they were two sides of a massive protest over encroachment of the sea and fishermen not being treated right. So, like, there is actual politics happening in this game. Actual politics is being represented in a game. And nobody realized it. And in reality, both sides are kind of seen as bad. Mega Drain! Bellina is getting Mega Drain, so we're going to get rid of Absorb for that. Mega Drain. Team Aqua Grunt has been defeated. What a disaster! Do 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 do. Team Aqua Grunt sent out Zubat. Mudkip, let's use... Oh, we can't use Water Grunt. Okay, I'm going to switch out to Gusto. For anyone who doesn't know, I actually use physical hardware for this. So this is coming off of a Game Boy cartridge. I use all physical cartridges and everything. I made that decision a long time ago that I'd use all physical representations for my games, for the playthroughs I do. Unless the game isn't Pokemon, it really doesn't affect me that much. But it does kind of affect the display of the game. So take the Sly Cooper games. For the longest time I was using the wrong one. I knew I was using the wrong one, but it was hard to get physical discs of those games on the PS2. PS2 versions will always be the best versions of the Sly series. They will always be. Until recently, where they re-released them on the PS5. Which is great for people who want to play the Sly series, which is insane that they haven't released all of the games on the thing, and they haven't decided to do a full new game, try and fix what Sly 4 fucked up. That series was so good, and then they ruined it by having a character regress. Like, that character could have regressed, but they could have changed the ending for her, but ugh. I hate Sly 4 for what it did to one character. One. And it actually pisses me off. It's one of those things. I love that game so much. I love that game so much. Not that game specific. I love Sly 1, 2, and 3. Sly 4 can go fuck itself. There are parts that are great. Don't get me wrong. There are parts that are great. But a majority of it is dog shit. Such as, going back to prehistoric times, it basically rehashes a Sly 3 plot. Again. They have a problem with Sly 4 where it rehashes a lot of the same plot points that were in Sly 3 and done exceedingly well in Sly 3. And then they ruin a character from Sly 3 that is really well made. It was made by Sansari Games, which mainly make phone games now, because they're not trusted with anything. That's just a fact. Nobody trusts them. Also, I think they also went bankrupt after the Sly game. Oh. Good enough for them. I feel bad for the people who lost their jobs, obviously. But, yeah. I feel so sorry for the people who lost their jobs. But, screw that company. They ruined one of my favorite game series. All because the original devs have been making really good games Sucker Punch games. They've made a lot of good games in the last few years, but they haven't had the want to go back to Sly, which is sad, but I understand why they don't want to go back. There's a lot of, like, you might ruin it like that game did. Do you give me a heart scale? There's a heart scale around here. They're around here somewhere. Is it here? 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 Where is it? Just gonna zoom a bit more. Oh, it's right here. It's above the man. The next one is right here. No, here. Here? Here. 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 Let's just fight one trainer at a time. So, Trainer 1. Chandler. They actually treat this these tubers as one trainer in this thing. These trainers also give you a phone. Well, only one of them does. Constrict. Beat the ever-living crap out of that jellyfish. Tentacool. Let's keep Mudkip out. I could. Now I could. Once I've done this and defeated this Tentacool, I could switch out that for Bellina, but Bellina wouldn't be able to deal with a Tentacool too well. I think the other team is... What is the other team? Get the other team. Chandler has been defeated. What is the other team? You come out, Bellina. Do 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 do. Yeah, Azurill, a Pokemon you cannot catch, meaning her parents made this Azurill for her. You can't find Azurill anywhere, so it's just one of those Pokemon that a trainer has gotten from another trainer. I wish Azurill was on the first route. It would have made a great starter, like an extra Pokemon that you could have had. It's such a lost, like, Pokemon. It's like Igglybuff. You can't find Igglybuff anywhere. It's just such a weird choice. Azurill! Obviously, this trainer will become a trainer we can battle later, as they give us a phone number. Do 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 do. For anyone who likes the Marrow line, I find the Marrow line amazing. It's a great Pokemon line. One of my favorite runs from back in the day, I decided to ditch my starter for once. And I picked up a Marrow. I was like, you know what? Let's take a Marrow with me. It was one of my favorite runs. There's a hidden potion around here somewhere. Is it here? Where are you, potion? I don't see it anywhere. Maybe I picked it up already as a physical item. Okay, there's the heart scale, so I probably already picked it up. There's a great ball just sitting here. And there's one more trainer on this route where I have to talk to them. Hello. Soft sand. There's also one more item, which is technically the ether. That is a selling item. That is a selling item. And for anyone who has played Pokemon before, they will say that's blasphemy. But it's true. I have so much freaking Lepa berries. In Gen 3, if you don't farm, you don't get anything. I've got 31 of these. I'm selling my bloody ethers. Selling, father. Sell. Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm selling from here. I could sell all of these for 38, but I won't get enough Great Balls to replace what I've used. So, yeah, let's move on to the next town. We should heal. We should heal. I'm sorry that I will be ending soon. I was going to go until 10, but like it's just not working in that sense. I still need to take a shower, and I know for a fact we don't have any hot water. Ugh. Joyce. Oh wait, do I have to go in here as well? Ah, there we go. We get a special item here for going into the battle tent. I forget what it is, but it's good. It's something. What do we get? So if we do the Slateport battle tent, we get the move Torment. Not a great move. Professor Birch. We could have went back to Professor Birch and actually got his number before. So instead, we get Professor Birch's number here. So yeah. We can now talk to him at any time. So let's quickly check our team. You know what? Whisper has the Lucky Egg, doesn't it? No, it has a Quick Claw. I'm going to give it the Lucky Egg because I want to get Whisper up to Loudred as soon as possible. Wait, who has the Lucky Egg? Is it Gusto? Oh, you have the Lucky Egg. Let's give that to you. And let's fight these two. Pokefan and Pokefan. Look at that plusle. Look at that mining. Both of these Pokemon are quite scary together. The move Helping Hand and the move Thunder makes these Pokemon quite scary. Especially if you have set up Rain as well. Otherwise, these Pokemon are quite easy to deal with. Let's use Mega Drain and Pound. If it uses Thunderbolt, it'd actually be scary, but it doesn't. Oh! Thornberry. Now, if that was actually a new berry, I would have been annoyed. But I know I got a citrus berry soon, so citrus berries are one of the best berries in the game. And they're coming up soon, as far as I know. Lepa berries and cherry berries. Nana berries. Where is the berries I'm thinking of? The berries that I'm thinking of aren't for ages by the looks of it. Where are they? Wow, there's so many berries for ages. It's pecha berries. Am I seriously forgetting where the freaking citrus berries are? Wow, the citrus berries are miles away. Kelpsy berries. That's blockberries. I've done all those ones. Done those. Done those. I'm just going through all of the areas where I've been and just checking off all the Pokemon that are done. Done. I'll do this after stream, but like I'm just looking through all the areas first. Okay. Right. Let's keep going. Whisper has leveled up. Minun! This isn't as scary as it could be. So, you have to defeat all the Minuns. That is kind of annoying for Whisper, but Whisper has the soundproof ability, which makes any sound-based moves not work. So moves like Hyper Voice, moves like, well, Growl, any move that is involving sound waves doesn't affect Whisper. Another Pokemon that isn't affected by specifically sound-based moves, weirdly, is Rayquaza. For some reason, Rayquaza has soundproof programmed into it. Or somebody used, just for some reason, I have a memory of like a Rayquaza not being affected by a sound-based move. But Rayquaza doesn't even have ears, so it just makes sense. But also doesn't make sense on the logical point of abilities. That would also make Whisper's ability of soundproof completely useless. Because, like, it should have sound. Yeah, it's just weird. Do 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 do. Thunder Wave. Two battles at once. We could go back and get the amulet coin from Mother. But, well, that's a long way away, isn't it? I'm gonna go back. Once we're done this fight, I'll go back and get the amulet coin, because that is a great way of making money in this game. Whisper why? There we go. Minun has been defeated. Level 17 for Bellina. Blustle! Mega Drain and Pound. Blustle and Minun should have been one Pokemon. To be honest, I find Pokemon that have been separated like this, or they should have had an evolution line. Or they could have been Pokemon that could have changed based on their item that they're holding. Like, there's so many things that they could have done, like the plus sign, the minus sign, the divide sign, the multiply sign. Um, so many things you could do for plus level mining. Like they really dropped the ball with them. So many things you could do with that, but you know, things happen, and things don't really happen. Do 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 do. Bullet Seed isn't as good as it could be. In later games, the move skill link will make Bullet Seed quite good, but it's still pretty bad. The hidden ability is given to you basically on a plate by a random encounter with a Minccino. Minccino and its evolution Cinccino are one of the best move users of skill link moves, meaning moves like Bullet Seed, Tail Slap. All those moves are incredibly powerful on the Cinccino line. These two, one of these, yeah, Isabelle gives the phone number, and we're gonna actually go all the way back to Mum. We're gonna run all the way back. Actually, first of all, heal first, then run all the way back. Do 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 do. Run all the way back, Mother! Damn it! I forgot to fight this child. I was gonna fight him after the fact, but I guess I'll have to fight him. Bellina! This was originally a point where you would get trapped. The 3 Pokemon trainers here are good at trapping you. So this is technically what would do as a triple battle. It would have been a great triple battle. 3 Pokemon trainers fighting you instead of just 2. In Gen 4, like that, Gen 6, that would have been a great idea of having you just walk into a triple battle by accident. But they never did that sort of thing with triple battles, which is kind of sad. They never planned that. That is the one trainer that gives us a phone number off of those ones. So let's go all the way back to Dewford. Now let's move on. Here's an obscure fact about the Pokemon series. Originally, the developers of Pokemon were made like a part of a really major team, specifically the Mother franchise. That series has been basically dead for the last 3 decades. But that is like a big thing, like the idea of a child going out on a big adventure to save the world. That was a big thing and it was a big RPG. Like, and they only released 1 of those games in the West. That being, no, they actually released 2 of them. Earthbound and Mother 1. They never released Mother 3, which is apparently the best one. I do have a way of playing it, but I don't plan on playing it unless it gets a re-release. But equally, I could just play it at any time. But at the current moment, it's a no. So let's head back to this woman. Mother! Oh wait, Professor Birch? Oh yeah, Professor Birch just appears out here every so often. It's one of those things, like Professor Birch actually does his job, unlike the others. Okay, got a Pokenav. Mom registered us. How you doing? Heal. Take care, honey. Oh, you don't get the freaking amulet coin yet. I don't know when she gives it, but she gives it eventually. Worm Bolt. I don't think we're going to make it up to the next city, which would mean, like, traveling so far for the next city. But we have a lot of the Pokemon we need. I haven't actually fought that trainer yet. I don't plan to. Yet. It'll be a funny thing to run into at some point and just, like, say, fuck, I didn't fight you. And see how highly leveled we are at the time when I finally run into him. If I run into him, just one trainer randomly isn't fought. I've done every other trainer, it's just that one trainer I haven't done. Let's see. Bandit has an item. Escape rope. Bandit really loves escape ropes. So I think that's it for now. I'm sorry for the massive gap that was there during the middle of the stream. That was just, it was a mess. It was a mess. So I'm gonna see who's live. There is a few people live. I'm gonna send you over to Annie. I'm gonna send you over to Annie Shark. Annie Shark is currently playing Pragmata. Thank you so much. It was a mess. It was a mess. And I'm so sorry to everyone that happened. I should have really planned for that. But I didn't, because I'm an idiot. So, thank you so much. It was a nice. Thank you so much, Eggs. You're so nice. Thank you so much. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys!